Okie dokie. Next, I have to decide who my real opponents are. And it's Callie. We know it's Callie. We know that she's #1 on my hit list. Yup. Okay, but who is #2? He's uneasy. I don't know. You know what? He's a potential threat. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a face. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably for the best. Okay, who's my #3? Hold on 1 second. There we go. Actually, I think #3 depends more on position in the world. Honestly, I'm not sure. Honestly, all 3 of these are equally not really a threat to me at this time. So, I think this is about right. Also, hey there, Buster. Let me grab this link and post it to Discord, and we can get rolling. Oh, no, that's not what I... There we go. Okay. Boop. Done. So, I still haven't made a thingy with, we'll worry about that later. My target is this city here with its centaurs. And then we have to be willing to immediately move to the west. And I don't remember exactly if my heroes had another target or not. I think they had done all they could. But I should double check that real quick. No, wait, they should... I should keep them pushing. I think... Oh yeah, no, they were about to attack something. No, they just attacked some. No, they're about to attack some. I don't remember. It's fine. It's fine. All right. So, I need to figure out who spends the most time thinking and bump them off. No, whoever spends the most time thinking is the one with the most units to move. I wouldn't fare so good in that circumstance. But yeah, I have to evict her from my continent. She's the only one I don't have a treaty with. I need to have a couple of boats at the ready. And then we just need to launch. I'm thinking, as much as I like the war wagons, I think I'm going to go for my flying units and not the blimps. The things that can actually move over water. Instead of trying to use boats or something, I think it would just be logistically the easiest just to fly over there. And I don't know, it shouldn't be too hard for me to get the Tree of Knowledge and start producing those out of my military cities. I do, however, really want to push research and get transmute, if at all possible. I would really like transmute. It would do me a world of good. Okay, so I was just mentioning we're going to go ahead and push Tree of Knowledge. Oh, hey, Corrosive Blast might be useful. Okay. Alright, that is now more deadly than ever. I'd like to heroism one more shield bearer. How many giant spiders? Ah, not many. Good. I think I can do this. I'm immediately going to put the summoning circle right there. And let's make a couple of ghosts, because this will be my second node. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not going to stop us. Although my crossbow bolts are incapable of hurting a wasp. Now, that could be an issue, except it won't be. I'd love to use that, but no. I have plenty of webbing. Plenty of webbing at my disposal. Boy, the bees are awfully quiet in their movement, aren't they? Funny thing about the wasps is they have a hard time escaping the webbings. Yeah. It's kind of hard to hit a wasp with a crossbow bolt. Okay, and one final dose for you. Now, I have healing. Oh, doggone it, that's bad. I really would have liked to give those guys holy armor. They actually have a sound with a little bit of the teleport. Kinda. This is gonna get ugly. Well, if I can't do one thing, I'll have to do another. That was disappointing, even buffed by the node. They didn't have the oomph that they needed. Alright. No. Boy. Alright. We might lose a shield bearer here. I'm gonna put this out as bait. Oh, they really want to attack the hero. I'm all for that. No losses. Perfect success. Hey, how's it going, random? Yeah. 2 monitors are great. I always do my film editing on a computer with 2 monitors. Unfortunately, I do my gaming on a computer that only has 1 monitor, but that's fine for you. Okay. Right. Crossbows to every city. Which cities have already received their crossbow? I don't think any of them have yet. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, I'm going to keep rush producing things here. We're going to get Tree of Knowledge, and I'm going to do my very best to lay my hands on Transmute one way or another. What? Me? Dark humor? Never. I've actually been reading some novels lately that have been a little more rugged than my usual fare. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Three-Body Problem and its subsequent book, The Dark Forest. There's another book in the series. Yeah. Aliens that are a bit technically advanced are difficult to fight. Although I disagree with the author on a great many things, apparently. He kind of views there as only being one real tech path. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there are other completely other directions tech could go than what the Trisolarans did. And they might be completely shocked when they blocked off one tech path only to discover a completely different one in the hands of humans. Oh, but anyway. Yeah. Worth reading, but not one of the top 10 books I'd recommend to people. Actually, a book I read not too long ago that was fantastic is Mother of Learning. And from that title, you'd probably have no idea what the book's about, which is fine, because it's best to go in with no idea what the book's about. Just read, follow this antisocial wizard for a little while. You don't know why you're following him at first, or what's so special about him. He's just an antisocial student wizard, learning his craft. And then when you get a little ways in, something will occur that will completely change the nature of the story. And either you'll love it, or you won't. I don't know. I thought it was fantastic. I enjoyed my time with that story immensely. Alright, who can we spare? Same strat we always do. Put out a pawn to slow the enemies till we can get there. Okay, you're missing... Oh, you had a regular archer in the mix. I'm going to tempt you to come this way. Yes. Okay. I'll just leave this city completely undefended. The people aren't even rioting. Amazing. Okay. Now, no matter where that giant goes, it's going to be limited in its movement slightly. Hurry up, produce more of those. Just keep producing them. Okay. We are 11 turns out from the Tree of Knowledge. The Eternal Champion series. Oh, you mean Elric of Melniboné? I actually haven't read a lot of the Eternal Champion stuff aside from the full Elric series. Do they? I don't encounter that many books starring antisocial wizards because I don't encounter enough books that star wizards. All of the older fantasies, always the hero was the guy with a sword. And I wanted to see the guy with the spell casting. I mean, I can think of a few. I mean, obviously, the Wheel of Time. Rand wasn't really antisocial at the beginning of the stories. He was just, you know... I wasn't... Oh, no, it's your turn. That's right. Okay. Holy Weapon for Guardian... Oh, shit! Yes, I'll take that trade. I need Guardian Spirits, actually. I need 2 of them right now. Excellent. and I'm all too eager to trade Holy Weapon. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Kingkiller Chronicle? Are you talking about The Name of the Wind? Look, that guy's only managed to put out, what, 3 books in the last 5 million years? I really enjoy them, but I think it's going to be a very long time before we ever see a conclusion. I guess I don't know. He never really was antisocial. Like, he started out very happy with his family, then, well, he lived in the woods for a while. I guess that was a fairly antisocial thing to do, but he kind of was broken in the head at that point in his life. Actually, he's probably broken in the head at all points in his life, but, you know, poor guy. Anyway. But, I don't know, when he got to university, he seemed to make friends well enough. He seemed to get along with people, with one notable exception. Why did you build a... Oh, okay. I don't really want to pay all this maintenance cost, but I do really want the Colosseum. I don't really want to pay the maintenance on it, but I do really want that Colosseum. Let's make the stable, and then we'll do that, and then we'll go for it. We'll go for it. Okay. Shit. Alright, as soon as that finishes, we're making Guardian Spirits, and I'm pretty sure I can remeld a node with a better spirit. I'm pretty sure that's a thing I'm capable of, probably. Okay, now, as for you... Oh, you really have it in for my heroes. Joke's on you, they're expendable. Except the Bard. The Bard is the one I want to keep. Yeah, seriously. Where's book 3? And what the hell was the quiet contemplation of... the one starring the girl? She was a fantastic character in small doses, but I didn't need an entire novel from her perspective. Honestly... She was far more interesting when she was in small doses, and I didn't know what was going on in her head. Exactly. Now I know exactly what's going on in her head. And I think it cheapens the character. Yeah. It's frustrating because he's so good at teasing that there's more going on and that the world, we really want to read more about what happened to this world. And even the freaking guy with that's writing it all down is like, I want to ask, no, we're not there yet. No, let me tell, no, I'm going to start the story from the beginning. And you're like, no, you got to tell us what the hell is going on with this world. No, I'm not going to tell you yet. You're going to have to wait. Okay, that's fine, fair enough. I can read your book. You didn't get to it by the end of the book. You didn't get to it by the end of book 2. Yeah. In almost every other author's case, I'm always on the side of take your time. It is very, very rare that I would want to rush an author. But my gosh, there are limits. I used to hear all the jokes about George R.R. Martin never finishing his books, but I don't know. As far as I know, there's at least, 10 of them out? So, I mean, can you really complain when you're getting them regularly? I don't expect everyone to be Isaac Asimov or Brandon Sanderson, but, you know. Anyway, good books. Yeah, Mother of Learning, I give top rating to. The Cradle series, I give top marks to that one. The last book in that series should be coming out this year. Yeah. Quite a number of Brandon Sanderson's books are excellent. Jeez. There's a couple other really great ones I've read the last few years, but they're not coming to mind off the top of my head. I've read so many things that were not the best. I've had more than a few novels where I've literally dropped them. Actually, the most recent one, I had just read something rather heavy and wanted something lighter, and I had sampled, my gosh, Patrick Rothfuss. Yeah, that's his name. It could be that he overpromised and he can't handle it, but I don't know. I think he's just an incredibly slow writer that has to edit the shit out of his work with pass after pass. But even that doesn't explain just how long he's taking now. Okay, I need a touch of Earth lore. The Mistborn trilogy was not his best work. I know. Everybody always is like, oh, Mistborn! Nah, not the original trilogy. I actually prefer the Wax and Wane books to the original trilogy. But, that aside, the Stormlight Archive is his best work, especially Book 1. Especially Book 1. The Arithmetist, of all things, is surprisingly good. Steelheart. Steelheart is a really good book. Okay, I think I can. And I'm feeling kind of greedy right now. I'm gonna go for it. Please give me spells. Oh, my poor Berserker! I wonder if he's gonna survive this fight. This may be his final stand. No, looks like the crossbowman got in a lucky hit. He'll be fine. You can hear my deep concern for his well-being, can't you? Hey, how's it going, sup? You thinking of doing Warlords or just the base game? Hey, there's a nature spell that I'll never be able to trade for anything decent. It's a useful trick, but I'm looking for trade fodder. No. Raise Volcano and Corruption, those are the kind of spells you don't give to people. Nothing good can come of them. Oh, sure, here you go. I trade you a few good spells now, and maybe you'll live to the late game to continue trading with me. Okay, I'm mostly doing that as charity. I really want this guy to live. He actually has all 3 magic schools that I have. He found a spell book, didn't he? Anyway, I really want him to live. Live long and prosper. Okay, is it your retirement time? No, you'll have to build roads on another continent. If you can live long enough to do that. Okay, we got one there. That one's going there. You can go there. We're coming for ya. Oh shit, they're getting shield bearers. They're getting serious. You know what? I'm just gonna make a ghost to guard that. The guardian spirits will come after. Hey, Bethero! What do I do for a living? I clean toilets for a living. What? It's a stable job. Anyway, we were talking about novels. Shit, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I had started complaining, whinging, rambling. There's a novel. Oh my gosh, I deleted it. I don't know what the name of it was. Yeah, I'd read some heavy stuff, so I wanted some lighter reading, and one of the things I had dropped, I had started and dropped it because, you know, it wasn't that it was terrible, it was that I just wasn't interested. It was basically this guy playing an MMO and becoming working his way up on a new server. And I was like, I have no attachment to this character. They had kind of a decent setup, so I was a little bit interested, but not really. But then, as I mentioned, I read something heavy, and I just wanted something light after that, and I gave it, I don't know, another 40 or 60 chapters, or however much, and it was, I just finally couldn't take it anymore. Characters constantly have tears streaming down their necks based on tears streaming down their face and things like that, like massive over-exaggerated reactions constantly to him. It's just an MMO and he's just beating a raid boss. I can't, like, oh no, he managed to steal away a world boss from the 3 guilds. No, nobody's going to be crying over this. What? It's going to respawn again in a couple of days anyway. It's like... as I said, it wasn't even terribly written per se. I couldn't take it anymore. Okay. I guess we're gonna go sacrifice our barbarian on even more, fire giants. He lives to fight the fire giants, I suppose. Yeah. These crossbowmen are a massive security boost. But unfortunately, if I run into enemies that are immune to arrows, my defenses will basically be non-existent. All we'll have is a unit of shaman. So we gotta get more stuff, more variety in our defenses, but anyway, I need to purchase buildings here. King's Avatar! Holy shit! You nailed it! Yes, that was the name of it. Yeah. I mean, admittedly, as I said, I gave up on it after something like 40 to 60 chapters, something like that. And it's got like 1,000, who knows how many chapters, so I mean, somebody has to really like it. Now, I've also read stories that were actually just really badly written. I've indulged in quite a few light novels of shit quality. And there's sometimes I can't tell if it's a translator or if it's the original author. There was this one cultivation story. I only read the first book of it. It's a big old series again, but everyone coughs up blood. Constantly. Like, constantly. And at first, it's like, oh my gosh, he got hit and he coughed up blood. Oh, that's, I take that, kind of seriously. But after a while, it's just like, everyone coughs up blood all the time, continuously, even if they have no reason to. So I just assumed humanity in that world just has a structural deficiency in their bodies. Clearly, it's just a problem with that world. It's just... It was like that author's version of Nynaeve tugged on her braid, I guess. Is it? I'm not surprised. But a more competent translator, or possibly writer, I don't know if it's a translator or writer's fault, will use their expressions more sparingly to give them more power. It's one thing if you have somebody who could swallow somebody whole. It's something else when they look around and could swallow every person they see whole. It's like... Okay. This one to there. Okay, summoning another one. Desert farmers go. Just buy that thing now. And I'll give you one. Yeah, as I said, there's a cultivation story where they were just doing it continuously. It's like I've read quite a few translated, admittedly, Chinese novels by now. I mentioned earlier I just finished The Dark Forest earlier today. But yeah, there was this one, I think the title of the book was Father Reliance. I think? Anyway, it was a kind of standard cultivation kind of story, sorta. Like, there wasn't anything particularly outstanding or special about it that I can remember. It had some great situations, though. There were just moments in the story where the character got into fantastic situations you'd expect in, like, a kung fu movie or something. But other than that, it was just kind of... it was okay. Not enough to entice me to read more books. But the cough up blood thing was just so excessive in it. Also, the main character was kind of a sociopath, and I don't think the author intended for him to be a sociopath, but, I mean... Spoilers for some weird Chinese novel none of you have probably ever heard of. Mild spoilers, because it's in the very beginning of the story. Like, he's just been going through some shit, and he's started to figure out his chi powers. We're still very early in the story, and he gets a cheat item. Kind of. It's a cheat item. It's totally a cheat item. Anyway, he discovers that this mirror, that he doesn't know what it does, makes an animal's butt explode. Like, horrifically described, all the blood and the viscera, and just... it explodes. And he discovers that this happens to animals that... I'm just gonna generalize and just say he can just do this to any animal. Like, but he just discovers that. He's just like, I have to find more animals! And he spends, like, the day running around the woods just exploding animals. I'm like, are you collecting the meat? No, you're just exploding animals. Horrific agony, like, they are in terrible agony from the descriptions. And he's upset that it doesn't work on snakes or fish or... And then he tries to he goes to town and tries to stealthily use it to see if it'll work on people, and it doesn't. I'm just like, okay, oh my gosh, you, whoa. And then the author just never seems to realize that he's written this guy as a complete... Well... I mean, do I need to say more? The author seems to act as if this is just a normal, heroic type person. Like, no, I'm enjoying the messed up adventures of this crazy guy with no regard for human life, apparently, or animal life, or my gosh. But he cares very deeply about the lake water for this one lake that helped him out. So I guess that makes him okay, right? Alright, I'm gonna sneak you over there. Okay, you need to do the melding. Huzzah. Meld that. Okay, got one to here, yes? Great. Only like 4 more to go. I kind of want to flame blade those guys, but the swordsman. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to raise some volcanoes and try to create resources for this city. This city is meant to be my main military production center. I think I'm going to go for the flying units, but man, I would really like to get an alchemist in every city, but missile immunity is still an issue, even if I use them. I don't know. Shamans seem to be my best magical attack for a long time, maybe. Yeah. I think I'm going to finish out that trilogy, and then I'm probably finally going to buckle down and read Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I've been a fan of Koei and the Romance of the Three Kingdoms strategy game since I was a little kid, basically. So I should probably find out who Cao Cao and Liu Bei and all the rest of them actually are. Who actually was Hong Ming? Could it possibly be as much fun as Water Margin was? But then I'll probably go back to working my way through my unending pile of crummy light novels. It's funny, like sometimes you'll find a really good light novel, and then you'll just keep running into like crummy light novels. No, I'm plotting against you. Chaos Channel, a dragon ship, eh? Hey, don't ask me. I only played translated games. At least the Romance of the Three Kingdoms kept them with their original names or something approximating it. Unlike Bandit Kings of Ancient China, which was just like Triple Blades, Hairy Priest, Spotted Snake, Faceless. I could go on all day. I know most of their names in that game. So that even when I read the novel, I couldn't look at any of the characters as anything other. Like, once I could figure out who they were in the original thing. Oh, that's a pretty nice find. First try, we got something. I should hit the tundra first, actually. I should focus on the tundra. But yeah, no, even when I was reading Water Margin, like, and if I couldn't figure out who somebody was, I'd be going crazy, going, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Are you Tattooed Priest? I think he might be Tattooed Priest. Maybe. Okay, 9 dragons was easy to identify, at least. And then I'd be unsure whether or not I got the character correctly. Yes, Band of Kings of Ancient China is based on Water Margin. Band of Kings of Ancient China was my favorite strategy game growing up. I had the NES version. And it's a fantastic game. In fact, I think I even have a full stream of it, and I might even have a how to play type video for it. I'm not certain, though. Anyway, looks like our barbarian finally met his end. Alas. I'm just gonna throw fire at you because we're in a chaos node. Well, that's not working very well. I'd use webbing, but I can't Spider-Man in a volcano. Silk is, I guess, not known for its fire resistance. Okay, health and defense and elemental armor! I think she might actually survive! Hey, look, there's an open slot. We can wedge another person in. Okay, a more powerful melding. Okay, hold on. Change of plans. I need to move my summoning circle. Oh, yeah, of course. I need a ghost and a spirit. I don't really think you need another crossbow. I think what you need is variety in your team composition, but whatever. I don't really have the appropriate summons or anything to fill out. Okay, Tree of Knowledge is coming in. Can I show my history charts and map overview? Alright, I will. Okay, I'll show you the cities and show you how I'm making the money, and I'll show the charts. So, I actually consider economy to be... So there's a few different views. Some people feel that strategy games are all about logistics, and, well, certain games like Heroes of Might and Magic certainly make a strong case for that. But, I've always been of the opinion that economy is the strongest thing. The most important part of a strategy game. Just having more boots on the ground is usually... If you have more forces, you lose less forces in each battle, and you can snowball. So I actually pay a lot of attention to economy. That might not have been as visible when I was doing the 2-color combos, because with the 2-color combos, I'm trying hard to play whatever the strategy those 2 colors are best at, rather than playing to my own strengths necessarily. It's also forcing me to try different things and making me a better, more well-rounded player overall, I at least hope. Anyway, so when trying to figure out the best way to play these guys, I know I can't, I'm going to be mispronouncing it. The Xuanyuan? Xuanyuan? I don't know. Anyway, these guys, first I wanted to play them, and not just play a conjurer archmage and summon my way out of every problem. So I put myself as a warlord specifically to be like, no, the units are going to be my greatest strength. So one of the things about this faction that makes it, that one of its big advantages, is it has a boost to its population. The only race that gets a population boost right now was the Lizardmen, and these guys get a stronger boost. And that cannot be understated, the value of just having a higher population. Population equals power, or in this case, money and production and food. So I have a higher population in all these cities than normal, number one. Number two, while I do have a fair amount of gold, I don't think it's really the mineral wealth. I think the roads are the next most important thing. Now, you've seen me play the last handful of games where I've been playing factions that cannot build roads. But the roads multiply my money. Look at this, a 45% boost to my income, to my city, just from having the road network. I really do think that the engineer is the strongest unit in the game. Like, not in combat, obviously, but I think it's the most, like, the only unit that might be more powerful than the engineer is the settler, because that'll give you another city. But anyway, having the road network, phenomenal. And finally, we have Omniscient. And Omniscient is giving me a boost. So, if you took the trade bonus and the Omniscient away, although this faction has a high population and can build the Merchant's Guild and the Bank, remember, not everybody can build those. The Merchant's Guild and the Bank do definitely help a lot. I build my cities by the shore to get that Merchant's Guild. But the maintenance cost of all of these buildings is tremendous. And so, the profit, much of my profit is coming from these two things at the bottom. Like, a lot of my profit after expenses comes from those. And finally, I have a very low rebel rate. My army is actually tiny. I'm getting away with having 4 units in this city. Normally, to suppress rebels, I'd need like 8. But these guys they don't have a very high unrest rate. So when you put that all together, Omniscient, the trade network, the high population, and the extremely low rebel... And look at this city's going to have 29 people in it. And the city has all these mountains and tundra in its territory, too. And all these ocean tiles. And it'll still get to 29. I don't have Guardian. I don't have any nature spells buffing the population yet. I think that life might be a really good combination with these guys. Because you can get the thing that doubles population growth to make better use of that even better use of the population. Life nature might be the combo. I went for this because I wanted Flame Blade. Anyway, I hope that answers your questions. Alright. Out. In. Guardian Spirit. Did I get a Guardian Spirit in this one? I did. Okay, where we go next? I think I'll wrestle the Manticores next. It's worth 1/4 of my power. The nodes are actually really adding up. Okay, good. Okay. Next one goes here. I only need a couple more, and then we can move on, which is great, because we're about to start casting Tree of Knowledge. Oh man, would the Prosperity spell be crazy. The Prosperity spell would really make... I wouldn't... Yeah. My gosh. If I had Alchemist to go with it... Ooh! Unit buff to maximum life potential due to lack of Cathedral and Temple. Hey, nobody's perfect. So they're atheistic. So what? They can get Shaman at least. At least that's something. My biggest fear with playing them is that an opponent with Guardian Wind will just cast Guardian Wind on all of his units. And it'll be like, ah shit, my overpowered bowmen and crossbowmen don't work. What do I do now? Yeah. This is this is possibly the best 4X strategy game right now that exists. Now there's getting mod support. There's steep competition. There's steep competition in the strategy games, but I still consider this to be the best one. If I had to pick a second place for me, it would be Civ 4. And that's specifically the mod support. Specifically the mod support for that one. Every few years, I find that itch to play Realism Invictus again. And I'm feeling it again, but it takes so much time that I'll just ignore the itch. I've still got tons to do. I actually played around with the Create mod stuff for the first time yesterday, and it is absolutely baffling. Like, holy crap. I don't even know how a modder could do such things. It's all about rotational force. I thought it was going to be like a steampunk engineering kind of thing, but it's crazier than that. Okay, we just need to dig through the spellbook now. Oh my gosh, it actually finished settling. Wonderful! It's all mountains. Sharing with like 4 different cities, too. Maximum population of 5. Yeah, I knew it was going to be shit city when I built there, but you know what? That's how it be. You shall be Lord of the Mountains there. Enjoy the fancy title, because that's kind of all you're going to get living there. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and... No, don't... Yeah, I'm gonna push research hard. I'ma do it. Okay, 1 for you, and the last crossbowman. Then I'll have time to build just a few buildings before the Tree of Knowledge comes out. But probably improved gameplay mod. I don't know that one. See, when I bought Civ 4 from the store, like, I literally bought it from a store, and it came with a whole bunch of mods. I don't think I've ever seen a company do that before or since. And they were crazy. It included the first Fall from Heaven, which was wild. The terrain changing all the time as storms would come in and freeze tiles and turn areas into ice in front of you, and then they would thaw again, and then more storms would come. They'd break against mountains. You could go out and you could catch giant spiders with tamers and bring them back to your city, and then your city would start producing silk. Like, this is like, whoa! And then I played a sci-fi mod, and it had like all the crazy mechs and shit that you always wanted. And then I tried another one, and it was... I can't... if I say it's like XCOM, that's completely wrong. But it gives you the idea of, like, zooming in and just doing, like, a tactical exploration kind of thing. And that was my introduction to Civ 4 mods. There was, like, a whole bunch of them. There were, like, 3 different... There were 3 different World War II mods. I couldn't play any of them. Because, like, I have to build the world in my cities. Like, the way my brain works for the 4X game, I have to know what every city is and what's going on. And I can't just be dropped in the middle of a war with all these units all over the board. Like, it's weird, because I can play Axis and Allies on a, you know, board game just fine. But also, it's World War II, but for some reason, some guy I never heard of is running Germany. And... what? Who is this guy, and why is he leading Germany in World War II? I'm sure he's a real historical figure, but... I mean, come on now. You can't make a World War II game and leave out certain historical figures. Not if you expect me to take you seriously at all. Realism Invictus dared to put Hitler in it as a playable leader. I give them respect. They weren't even making a World War II mod. They were just like... They just offered all these different famous leaders. It was very exhaustive. I very much respect the author of Realism Invictus. Oh, Altar of Peace. Ooh, I'm about to not have peace anymore. But it is very tempting. Not really what I'm looking for, but it's very tempting. Alright. Okay, I got that done. There's a million things I want to do, but let's just do the Tree of Knowledge. Okay, this one's for the capital. I'm supposed to make shield bearers from now on, but... you think you guys could just real quick maybe slap out a merchant's guild? I think you guys could do that. Probably. I think Civilization used to be an American franchise, but I believe it was bought out by someone in Europe. I don't know if it's German or what, but I'm pretty sure it's Fire Axis, right? I think it's Fire Axis. Anyway, I think they're European. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that's the reason. But I mean, even if laws forced you to do censorship in, you know, certain places in the world, that doesn't mean you can't sell it to Americans however you want. You know, you don't have to censor down to the lowest common denominator now. I'm just gonna throw this away. Oh shit, you have an extra. Did I send one over here? Oh, looks like I have a spare. Cool. Go join up with the main army, I guess. Poosh. Yeah, they can't. Oh, wait, actually. Slide right in and meld that sucker. Alright, actually, that's a lot of my power. This particular faction does not get a lot of spell power, so this is good. Ah, there we go. One turn. Yeah, Fire Axis. Okay, I thought it was them. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. I'm going to take a quick moment between turns to sneak over here and check out. Here we are. Let's see how the poll is going. Let's see. What? Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. I'm in the wrong video. Ah! You'd think I could navigate my own channel. You'd be mistaken! Okay, here we are. Elemental Craft or Deep Resonance. Evil Craft. Vote for the next vote. Huh. Deep Resonance I'm interested in. That one's supposed to be a power mod. And I've been wondering about these resonance crystals all game. Elemental Craft, I don't know, it's a magic mod. And Evil Craft, some kind of weird tech mod using blood. So I can at least poke those. Maybe I'll check those out. My gosh. I really, really wish I could up the cycles like I could in the DOSBox days. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything I can possibly do to speed up the turns. Sadly. Maybe Cerevi will come up with something someday. I find it really weird that a game that is not graphically intensive can take so long. Actually, that's a good question. Hey, Task Manager. Currently... Wow, it's actually using 8% of my CPU. How are you using 8% of my CPU? Change terrain. Alright, we found one of the ingredients I so desperately need. Okay. I'm casting Tree of Knowledge. That means I can't just throw out the one spell. One, two... You know what? It's fine. There's no rush. Take your time, heal up. It's great. Maybe I'll seize one more node. Yes. If I have Wraith form, I can make a ship fight on land. That is very true. I used to love flying warships in Classic Master Magic, but Cerevi made sure that the warship could not compete with anything anymore. Oh, is it? Are you to blame? No, really, if I could just figure out how to give it more cycles. Like, it's using 8% of my CPU. Okay, fair enough. But is there a way that I could get it to use 80% of my CPU? If I could get Caster of Magic to use even 40% of my CPU, it should be considerably faster. I would imagine. And I mean, if the turns would play out 5 times as fast, absolutely worth it. If only there was a way. Yeah, Change Terrain and Transmute. Change Terrain is my preferred spell, but Transmute gives you more bang for your buck. With Transmute, you can just pick up Adamant for one spell, 1 or 2 spells. Change Terrain requires a much higher commitment, but it's absolutely worth it, especially if you're an Archmage or have, what's that overland casting retort? I can't think of the name of it, but there's another retort that also helps, which, well, I'd look in my mirror to double check, but I think I have that one, maybe? No, wait, I needed to be a Mirren, so I might not have, Oh, they're definitely Asian. Flying warships are still good as transport. I suppose they're okay. Depending on what you're transporting, yeah. Absolute Zero. I do know of Absolute Zero. If he's willing to help out, I would be most appreciative. I would totally shill his channel and sing his praises. Oh man, if he could give me a speed up, I would be very happy. Okay, this city's already reached the maximum population it can have. So I guess that means bolstering it as a priority with change terrain. Oops. Hold on a second. No. You never got your Mechanicans Guild? You literally built every building without it. Okay, you guys get ashore. The war is going to start before too long, so try to get the roads in play now. Alright, very good. Every city has a crossbowman. I'm feeling good about this war. I'm going to slap down a monastery, and we're going to start producing these wonderful shield bearers in all my cities. Oh crap. I need to catch that. It can only move 2 tiles. Okay. Okay. I can't cast anything. Okay. Well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'll just, yeah, okay. How are we looking on a whole? I can rush this. I can afford to rush that. This city needs so much changing of the terrain. But we're still casting that one spell. I really need casting skill. That's what I need. Loads of it. Well, you have to ask Saravi. See, this isn't the original Caster of Magic. This is Caster of Magic for Windows, which was recoded by Saravi. So it's no longer the original. It no longer plays out of DOSBox. In the DOSBox days, I just pushed the CPUs up absurdly high, and I mean, the game would be a little bit silly looking with the animations, you know, but so what? But now, you can't do that now. And then, of course, it's the Warlords mod specifically on top of that. Mods are not usually known for speeding... Well, actually, there's a lot of mods for speeding up games. Now, come to think of it, but this isn't that kind of mod. This is the kind of mod that adds a million new things to the game. I haven't heard of the Xuanyuan novel genre. My favorite spell is web. It always has been. Probably always will be. Yeah. So, Volcanoes off of just 2 spell books was pretty good. I only have 4 nature spell books, but getting Change Terrain plays very nicely with Raise Volcano. So I can throw the volcanoes around more freely, and then just turn them back into grasslands or forests at my discretion. If I can just get Transmute, I'll have the full trifecta. And then it'll be all about getting more casting skill, which these guys are not very good at magic, so I'm having a hard time getting bolstering my casting skill. That, and I don't have any sorcery, so no Aether. Hello, Sean. How's it going? I like the music in this game. I've had requests in the past to silence the music. I was like, I do know that I have been playing the same game for most of my life, and yet somehow I'm still not sick of the music, so... Oh, hi. How are you guys doing? Did I mess up? I thought you guys couldn't reach a city this turn. Oh well. These are 3 regular bowmen. Where's the crossbow? Uh-oh. Huh, this is that bowman I gave Flame Blade to at the beginning of the game. It finally came in handy. Why do they not have a crossbow? Okay. Make one more. That must be why I had an extra that I put in my main army. Must be. Alright, Tree of Knowledge is almost done. We'll get it next turn. Then we'll scout this tile and... I guess pick a fight with it. Okay. Just hurry up and get your population to 2, please. I need to cast Change Terrain about 100 times. But I'm going to be too busy casting other spells for a long time. This is one spell I love sharing to other wizards because I know I'll conquer them later. So I want them to spend their time changing their terrain for me. That's the best thing. Oh yeah, and now that I've got changed terrain, I can create a forest and my capital can finally have a Forester's Guild. Looks like I'll need to put one in that city too. The one in the mountains here. You need a forest too. And yeah, with Raised Volcano to get rid of the tundra, I'm truly able to reshape the land to my will. Bend it to my every whim. I want an oasis here. I want a garden there. I want 6,000 miles of plains where these mountains happen to be. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Cerevi made it so that cities always found. All this knowledge of different versions of Master of Magic are echoing through my head. It makes it hard to keep straight what's what. I still have quite a few memories of settlements just failing for no reason, after making you wait like a million turns to see whether or not they'll settle. But I don't think that's even a thing right now. Okay, she's producing a lot of units while I'm not kicking her butt. I'm going to take this volcano over, and then I'm going to kick over an anthill and start all hell. Yeah, I tried it too. I gave it a first impressions. It's the original game in its more or less original form with a few nice features. I'm very happy about the improved diplomacy. But there's a superior version of the game that you can buy for less money. So we'll just have to see what their DLC looks like and what their mod community looks like. If a whole bunch of modders all take it, then, you know, then there might be a reason to get it. If their DLCs are better than I'm expecting them to be, then that might be a reason. Okay, I got that. Let me think for a second. I need to immediately do this. And suddenly, you can finally have your Forester's Guild. Okay. So, Wizards Guilds, Alchemist Towers, Linking Guilds, Fantastic Stables, Auto Crossbowmen, Immortals, Dragon Ships. I'm so curious about the Auto Crossbowmen. I want them in all my cities. I think this city produces dragon horses, though, for me. And I'll have another city producing Immortals, maybe? I think I want to aim for flying. Okay, now, Earth Lore. More detail, please. Okay. So there's only one thing on my continent I can't deal with. I don't have a tower on my continent. Oh, actually, no, two things. Okay, that sounds fine. The spirit of community. Yeah, I don't have that one. Okay, so it can still fail. Alright then. Some webbing sure would be nice right about now. I can drop a fireball on you. I can drop... Wow, that did nothing. Maybe I shouldn't use a fireball, but what else could I do? Not much. I'll try. Holy shit, it worked. This is my first time seeing a Sacred Ancient. Alright, shield bearers, if I had webs, you'd be, important. You're expendable. Well, that did almost nothing. That didn't work either. Shit. Not him. He's not as expendable. Oh, shit. He's less expendable. Please stop. Out of ammo. How many times can it cast Fairy Dust? Or I guess I should say fail to cast Fairy Dust. I think we somehow won with no losses again. Thunderbird! Oh, hello, what are you? The King of the Deep? You have a water movement speed and a lot of hit points. You're noble. Soul Linker leadership. Well, Soul Linker is interesting, but I don't know. Fear. You can cast Hurricane. prevents all flying, which is interesting. You've got random death magic, sorcery magic. I guess the theme is water, but I'm not quite sure why liability is in there. That doesn't feel like storm or sea to me, but okay, fine, whatever. You make them seasick by looking at them, I guess. Anyway, lightning breath. Seems pretty potent. Much better than the barbarian. You know what, I'm gonna give it to you. Here you go, you can have this. I don't know, it might have been yours. It was at the place I found you. Okay, this city has no crossbow. Get your butt over there. Well, well, well. How interesting. Okay, that's enough of that. You need to build a population. It's gonna be a slow, hard climb for you. That city won't be profitable until I change a whole lot of terrain. So, we can't wrestle with Death Knights. The many manticores are probably completely off the table, so I guess we start a war now. Best hero in the game. Really? Dragon ships. Korean? I'm uncertain. I know they had turtle boats. The people of Innsmouth have joined me. I really do like the shadows over Innsmouth. Man, it's his best work. That was his best. Cthulhu, bah, the Call of Cthulhu. The Dunwich Horror, the Dunwich Horror is alright. But Shadows over Innsmouth. Oh, I can learn both of those on my own. Offer me something different. Please. Please offer me things I can't learn. I should try to trade with everyone right now. Except for Kali. As long as Cauliflower doesn't get that spell, it's okay. But everybody else should give me something for it. Except Horus isn't offering me anything good either, so he can learn it on his own. Surprised he's asking for Raised Volcano and not Tree of Knowledge. I thought the AI valued that spell pretty highly. But he just wants to spread the seeds of chaos through the land instead. Generally, I like to use Raised Volcanoes on my own territory, but the AI delights in using it on their enemies. And it's really sad because all of your resources go away. I actually might need to get rid of that guy. just to make sure he doesn't. Hold that thought. I'm going to try to be best friends with you. I might knock this guy off just to prevent him from raising volcanoes in my territory down the road. There should be more wizards that we should have met. I think. Alright, let me see. So this guy, he's gonna go over here to be part of the invasion plan. You're joining this army. Unfortunately, that was your entire turn. Oops. Could have played that a little bit better. And the only thing that keeps my nodes safe are the ghosts haunting them. Okay. Shield bearers! I need one in every city ASAP. Just for the times when the arrows won't kill my enemies. The Search for Kadath. The title sounds familiar. Oh, another H.P. Lovecraft book that's fun is it's the guy's name and then the word Reanimator. I can't think of his name. But, Reanimator. It's, I like that one, too. There's one where they find, like, an elbow under a building where everyone keeps getting sick and dying. I don't know why I've read that one more than once. It's one of his, I guess it just must be one of the ones I like more. I don't even want to call it one of his better works. One of his more obscure ones, maybe. But, like, there's just this building where everyone goes in, they get sick, they die, and there's some horrible thing that he digs up and just sees a little bit of underneath, and then he just, like, pours acid on it and runs for his life. And I've always been like, that's not good enough! No! Acid... napalm, take a bucket of water to every priest of every religion in your town and have all of them bless it and throw that in? Frickin' make a death ray? I don't know. Everything. Bullets, grenades, I mentioned napalm, but add more fire. You can't go wrong with more fire. Don't just pour in one thing and leave. No! Ah. Elbow under building and chill. I will have an abysmal end turn time. Yeah. Really? Well, we might end up ditching this game halfway. It's unfortunate, but I mean, you know, if the turn times just take too long, there's nothing I can do about that. I didn't realize it was going to get this slow. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. We'll continue seeing how they perform against Callie here. Maybe I just need to kill everyone before the turns can take too long. At the moment, I'm just finally taking my lairs and nodes, though. I really wish I could go on tour and take all the lairs and nodes in the world, but anyway. Napalm twice, yes. And get yourself a bucket of lava. And you can't forget the cans of bug spray. Oh, yeah. Yeah, get yourself a can of Erase. And Liquid Alive. No, Consume. There you go. I'm talking about cleaning products now. That's what you came for, right? No, seriously. There's a cleaning product called Erase. I don't know if normal people can buy it or not. I know that there's a lot of things that are locked to professions, like if you wanted to purchase, my gosh, that's a lot of shield bearers. That's kind of terrifying. If you wanted to buy, for example, liquid plumber, Drano, the good stuff you have to have an actual plumbing license for. The stuff that they sell in the stores is actually really low end. Anyway, Erase is a vandal remover. It comes in, like, spray cans. Don't breathe it. Well-ventilated area. That shit is very strong. Very powerful. Liquid Alive and Consume are biological cleaning products. I don't quite know the proper terminology for it, but the basic idea is it's filled with bacteria that desire to devour. What you do is you have a place where there's a problem. A problem with bacteria. Like a band room carpet, because in the band room a lot of saliva gets out all the time when they're playing their instruments. The carpets can get pretty skanky. And when they get really bad and your science teachers start swabbing the carpets and making science experiments out of them, and you know you have a real problem, you wait till the weekend and you spray it with something like Consume. And the bacteria that you have added to the carpeting will now devour all of the other bacteria and microorganisms in the carpet over the next few days. And I'm given to understand that it never really leaves the carpeting. It's just part of it now. So it will continue doing its job of devouring bad bacteria. I've only had the misfortune of working with that product a couple of times with restrooms. You know, when you have a restroom that no matter what you do always smells, even when you poured enzyme cleaners down the drains and all kinds of things. Oh man, I know all kinds of terrible things. At one point in time, I contemplated, you know, it would be great if there was a game show about destroying a building where you get paid the amount of property damage you do. And then I thought about it for 5 minutes and went, God, I hope nobody ever makes such a show. Because that would be like a training document for vandalism. And I know I have the misfortune of knowing quite a few types of vandalism that are very difficult to deal with when you're the person who has to clean up and repair things. Oh my gosh. Turn time will reduce as I reduce the wizards. Well, that's all. That's the only thing to it. It's on me to destroy the other wizards one after another. The problem is I'm in a peace world and I made friends with almost everyone. So this is going to be a little bit awkward. Hey, friend, I know that we're besties and all, but I gotta put a knife in you because you're making my game slow. You can understand that, right? Alright, shield bearers are like not what I want an archer-based strategy to run up against, but but I mean, what am I gonna do? I don't know how good beastmen shield bearers fare against these shield bearers. They should have more health and be stronger, but my shield bearers should have more figures. Oh, hey, the Thunderbird! That's right! I have never summoned this. I don't know. I'd never fought it before, either. What are you? Oh wow, you're immune to hurricane. That's a very specific interaction. You usually don't get fluff text like it presides in the eye of the storm. I won't know how good you are until I summon you, and I do want to, but... Alright. How am I gonna do this little war? Well... You're gonna produce those. I need... My gosh, do I need... Transmute. Alright, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna fish for resources? Are we gonna clear up the tundra? I can only make one volcano a turn. Alternately, God, I want to play with Change Terrain and Braze Volcano right now. Alternately, I could continue buffing this army even further. Alright, I'm going to put Heroism on this guy first. I kind of feel like I need a 1-2 punch. Okay, that guy's got there. That's a shield bearer there. Here, go guard this hamlet in the middle of nowhere, please. The horrors my eyes have seen. You don't know. You don't know the things I've seen. The horrors that dwell in the depths. I think the grossest thing I've ever seen was a clay trap. I was fairly new at the time. Now, a clay trap is a thing that belongs in art rooms to their sinks. It's basically a thing that prevents clay from clogging up the pipes because they play with clay a lot, you know, in art rooms. However, an art room, something designed to be an art room, will not necessarily be an art room forever. Someone might decide this would be a great place for food. Yes, this is a great place for people to eat their food all the time, instead of being an art room. And all that food goes down the sink, and gets caught in the clay trap. All year. Guess who had to open those clay traps up and clean them out? There were things moving inside there. It had become a little biome. They were kind enough to disconnect the clay traps. I'm glad I never had to deal with those again. I'm glad I don't even work in that building anymore. I left that one a long time ago. Ooh, boy. I also learned to stop talking about my job a long time ago because I had other friends who were in the same profession even though we didn't work for the same employer. And, you know, we'd just be casually talking about things we deal on an everyday basis, and other friends who do not share this profession would just be horrified and grossed out and be like, please stop. It's like, what? Like, we don't even think anything of it because this is normal life. You'll notice I'm not giving, like, evocative blow-by-blow descriptions. I'm only hinting at, lightly on the edges. The cleaning channel. I could teach a couple classes on some things. Unfortunately, it would all be industrial cleaning, and wouldn't do you much good around the house. So, I mean... Because, I mean, how often do you strip all the wax off of your floors and re-wax them and then buff them? That's just not a thing you deal with in a home. Even carpet care. I could tell you all kinds of wonderful things about carpet care that would be utterly meaningless to you. Because you don't own industrial carpets. I could also tell you some things that I probably shouldn't share about carpet cleaning strategies. I'm torn. I'm gonna go for casting skill. So, I'm not gonna give this out as a piece of advice, but as an example. Something that I have done more than a few times. Chewing gum. You're supposed to remove it by using a spray bottle that freezes it, and then you're supposed to break it up, and a lot of people swear by that method. That's not the method I use. Glue. You ever get a whole bunch of glue in a carpet, like all over a room, everywhere? Yeah. What are you going to do? Take a razor blade and slowly try to get all of it, cut it out of the carpet? No. It's not how I take care of glue in a carpet. Candle wax! How are you going to get candle wax out of a carpet? Well, for these and a few other things, maybe once a year during the summer, what I do is I carefully, very important that you don't walk away and leave this. I take a rag. I put the rag on the offending substance, such as glue or gum, something that's been ground into the carpet that is of that nature. This isn't a there's no one-size-fits-all problem. Okay? But for specific things like glue and gum and candle wax and other things that are just... You take an iron. You know, the kind of thing, an ironing board, you iron your clothes. Yeah, you take that and you put that on top of the rag that you have put on top of the carpet. And you heat it up. This rag, this piece of cloth, is going to have some of the glue or whatever it is on it. And then you're going to put it down on the next spot and you're going to heat it up again. And you're going to take the iron, poke it off, take a stick or something, you're going to work it, and you're going to pull it up. And you'll have more of the stuff on the rag. Hold on, let me push next turn. And that is how I get those kinds of things out of a carpet. I do not tell other people how to do that. Because I just know that if I trained somebody on how to do that, they would put the iron on the carpet and walk away and burn the carpet. I have found carpets that have been burned in that manner. So I know that I'm not the first person to ever come up with this idea. So that is a carpet cleaning secret that I don't share and do not recommend, because don't you dare burn your carpets and point with a finger at me. I was just describing something that I have done in the past. You hear me? But yeah, no, there's a lot of things like that. There's a few different techniques that you can use if you have problems with your carpets that I don't think most people would know. But you have to take great care. Carpets are expensive as hell, and you really don't want to mess them up. There is work I will not do without the correct tools. I absolutely refuse to do anything that could screw up a carpet. I have the same philosophy for everything, though. When it comes to plumbing, I only work when I know exactly what I'm doing. When I am 100% certain I know what I'm doing. Changing out a flashometer, all kinds of basic things I can do. I'm fine doing them. But if there's any doubt in my mind, oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'll put in a work order, call the plumbers. No. I would much rather, it's never happened to me yet, but I'd much rather get mocked or ridiculed for not knowing how to do something basic than to be the guy who flooded the building. There's been a few times that buildings have been flooded. In fact, I've had to clean up the aftermath of one or two, and I've had stories, spectacular stories, of people who injured themselves quite severely while flooding a building, trying to do a simple plumbing repair. Electrical? Multiply my thoughts on plumbing, and you'll have my thoughts on doing anything electrical. You don't F with electricity. Either you know that you know that you know that you know what you're doing, or you don't touch it. This is a life philosophy. I recommend it to everyone. If anything is expensive, if anything is dangerous, just don't play with it. Just don't mess with it. Alright, we're going to be able to make these, but I still don't have transmute for the adamant. I can try to dig a little deeper. I've got the coal right here, if only. Coal and or a halcon. If only. Alright, I'm gonna do it. This is probably being wasteful, but I'ma do it anyway. Okay, where was I? You need to go. Did I get a person up here yet? I don't think I did. Put that one up there. Napalming. More napalm. You gotta be thorough when you're napalming eldritch abominations. Destroying a house over time by using things in a normal house the wrong way. Denatured alcohol? I don't know what denatured alcohol is. We just use rubbing alcohol. And hydrogen peroxide, actually. Hydrogen peroxide is one of those things that, like, you always hear, you always hear about people using in carpeting, but when you actually do it, it rarely seems to have much of an effect. It works good on coffee. You can get out a coffee stain. But the thing about hydrogen peroxide is, it never hurts. It doesn't hurt the carpet. It'll just turn into water over time, and it kills bacteria and things. Actually, I've seen somebody who kept a lot of animals on carpeting. And so when that person finally vacated for the summer, I took hydrogen peroxide, put it in a spray bottle, sprayed. Hey, guys, come over here. Yeah. See all those bubbles? See where it's there, and there, where it's bubbling like that? Yeah, those are germs. That's where the animals were urinating in the carpet. Those spots right there, and there. Yeah, you can see it. So yeah, hydrogen peroxide. You can just use that. Never just pour any liquid on your carpet. You will ruin it. You noticed I mentioned a spray bottle. Also, you want the hydrogen peroxide to be hot. You can just microwave hydrogen peroxide. It's not going to hurt anything. But we're talking about the store-bought hydrogen peroxide, like the normal hydrogen peroxide in those brown bottles. It's like, what, 3%? If you got the real shit, which I don't know how to get, that stuff will burn your skin and eventually can be used for like rocket fuel or something at a high enough percentage, but I don't, normal people can't get that. So, you know, just mentioning. Is transmute guaranteed? No. No, it is not. Unfortunately. I actually am a big fan of carpeting. I've worked with wood, I've worked with tile. I prefer tile, personally. The rubberized synthetic flooring is pretty easy to maintain, is pretty good. The thing about wood is, even if you put sealant over it or anything that scratches or damages your flooring, there we go. Anything that damages your flooring, you can't really fix it. If it's tile, you can just replace a damaged or broken tile. With carpeting, you can always patch carpeting. Okay, maybe that's something most people can't do. I don't know. Maybe that's not something normal people know how to do. When you get your carpets, get a little bit of extra carpet so that you have the matching carpet that matches your carpet. And then, do normal... Maybe you don't glue... Maybe this won't work for normal people. Again, I deal with industrial carpeting. It's different. To me, as long as I have matching carpeting, I can theoretically always replace damaged carpeting with a patch. There are carpet squares. I've seen it before. I even installed it once, where it's kind of like carpet tiles, and you can just pull up one tile and replace it. I've never seen somebody have such a thing in their home, so I assume it's probably too expensive. I've also seen some of the worst carpets you can imagine that I've had to work with. There's this one style of carpeting. It's old. It's only in old buildings, and it's only around entryways, and occasionally a staircase. I swear it's made out of like rubber tires. I don't even know what to tell you. It's like somebody cut up a tire and just melted carpeting on one side and put it in the floor and went, "There, I got your carpet." You can't clean it. It just absorbs water. You can't suck it back out. It's the worst carpeting. And it breaks and it comes apart. It's just terrible. I guess it's probably long-lasting because, again, old buildings. So I'm probably only encountering it at the end of its lifespan. I don't know what it looked like when they freshly installed it. Thankfully, nobody installs it anymore. Believe it or not, despite my specialization in carpeting, I mostly deal with rubberized synthetic floors. They were originally used for gymnasiums, but they've come to be halls and just about everywhere. And the original stuff was really sensitive and a pain in the ass to work with. But over the years, it's become better and better to the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is fine. And it's for very high traffic stuff. Again, this is probably not something you'd ever have in your house. But I mean, you don't have to put wax on it. You don't have to buff it. It's become incredibly low maintenance. And so carpeting's kind of on its way out everywhere now. Well, I mean, I say that, but I actually know better. You could come up with something 1,000 times better than carpeting, But, you know, if somebody designs a building and they want carpets, it'll have carpets. Because that's just how it be. I really want to attack this person right now, but I know I screwed up and attacked early in my previous game, and I really don't want to repeat that mistake. I'd probably lose Bishan. I'm going to go ahead and attack the many manticores. At least that'll give my army something to do for a few turns. Huh. Catch you later, Sean. You're probably already gone by the time. Denatured is the same type of drinking alcohol, but chemically altered to be undrinkable. Oh. Okay. So, how does that relate to rubbing alcohol? Is that like, wood grain alcohol or something? I'm not an alcohol expert. I actually know very little about it. I do know that, by the way, vinegar is a fantastic cleaning product. And just straight up Heinz brand, any brand, just vinegar off a store shelf. If you have anything metal, anything shiny metal, you can just spray vinegar and wipe a rag over it to get it to be a little bit shinier. It's not like polished, but it's great. It removes streaks and all kinds of things. If you were to take vinegar and soak lemons in it, just cut up a bunch of lemons and soak them in the bottle for, I don't know, days, you would have one hell of a cleaning product. You know the reason that so many cleaning products used to smell like lemons? They'd always have lemon scent. That's because lemons are an extremely effective cleaning product that used to be used. Regular people used to do all kinds of things, actually. But yeah. And it's basically completely non-chemical. Just vinegar with lemon in it. It'll kill mold. It'll kill a lot of things. Not everything, but a lot of things. I mean, I don't mind using heavy chemicals, but, you know, there's a smidge of... I have some hippie knowledge. I don't know what to say. I appreciate... Maybe it's because I'm a writer, and I like to understand lots of different kinds of people and lots of different kinds of techniques and things. And the way things used to be done. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Suppanut, I'm genuinely asking, do you mean unpredictable or predictable? Because I think that the spells are unpredictable. Oh my gosh. Nature has an enchant creature that's not for summons. That changes what nature can and can't do a good deal, because you can combine this with Iron Skin. Oh, okay, this could be put on a summon too. Okay. So this would go very well with a crossbowman. An additional 1 plus 40? So are they gaining +1 attack or not? Or is it just accuracy? Anyway, that's a fantastic spell for the crossbowmen to make them never miss again. I don't think I'm getting transmute. I'm gonna go through and see if anybody wants to trade with me. Hey ho! Summon hero for true sight? It's a deal. Heidi ho, neighbor Rooney. Venom? I prefer Endure, thank you. Change to rain, by all means. Take it, take it. And I'll let you have spiders. Okay. Okay. Transmute! You drive a hard bargain, but we're trying to be best buds, so I'll take it. Oh, I got what I wanted. You don't need these. Oh dear, we have it. Where's the Immortals? Oh, I needed the linking tower for them. I will purchase you in linking tower. Adamant or a Halcon. Oh shit, I was sending you guys over here. Get over there. In the boat. Alright, it's all coming together. Okay, where have I not sent a shield bearer yet? You got one. Okay, almost got shield bearers for all. I'll need some new units to put into this city. I want to create a flying army that can fly over here and conquer her stuff. I want to knock her completely out of the game and rapidly. Unfortunately, she has vast holdings. I'll have to do something about that. She's also friends with everyone, which means I need to take her capital real quick. But I should be able to create a flying army of doom now. And I'm going to transmute a few more things. We've got the wild game. I don't think that applies to magic ranged attacks, but that's good. Oh my gosh. I see. Okay, yeah, its results are predictable now. I'm sure electricians have terrible, terrible stories. I know some terrible stories from locksmithery. I'm good friends with a professional locksmith, and of course I've spoken to quite a few locksmiths with my own job. I do some things, I do have some minor maintenance of locks that I do, very minor. You put things like graphite into the locks and stuff like that to keep them slick and working well. Very, very low-end stuff like that. I think it's a graphite. I actually am not 1000% sure what it is I put in them, but it's the kind of thing that you do once and then forget about it. And then when you work at a different building, you inquire if it was ever done and nobody knows what you're talking about. You know, those kind of things. But I've heard... I am privy to stories that I will not share until I am done being employed. Stories that were shared to me by old-timers when I started the job. The kind of shit you can't get away with today. Unless maybe people still do things like that. So, you know... So, you come back in a decade and a half, and I'll share some of the wilder shit that I'm privy to. Doom Mastery is now a very rare chaos spell, is it? Oh, you made a city version of it. Oh! Who needs Doom Mastery then? Yeah, I'll definitely summon a Thunderbird. I'm not very good at conjuration, so it won't be soon. I traded it away when I'm not even sure how good it is. It's a flying summon, so that's, you know, quite a bit going for it already. Then again, there's a bunch of flying summons I never use, so... Okay. Oh! I have a bunch of those. Okay, we have choices now. Alright. Nothing that shoots magic. Other than the shaman. But a point of resistance is still a point of resistance, I guess. Okay. So... we have our melee magicians. No, these are the magicians. Sort of. I have this wild game which really makes me want to build elixir alchemists right now. But missile immunity stops them, and you know what? I've already got crossbowmen. I could always build the auto crossbowman. I am tempted. But, I think I go for the dragon horse. Times infinity. Yeah, I think that's the correct play here. Now, I need to see... iron, coal... Didn't gold do something? I don't see mention of gold. Alright, I can transmute this and get iron. That totals 10 power, so that's an extra point of resistance right there. I'll make that into iron, and then maybe I'll throw some more volcanoes around, see if I can get another coal deposit. And all told, we should have an absolutely terrifying army. Missile immunity will not stop rocks? Oh shit, maybe I do need them in every city then. No! My ultimate elite crossbows! With their enchantments! Alright. King of the Deep, you're a spellcaster! That's amazing! I didn't realize you were a spellcaster. Man, King of the Deep might actually be really good. Survival instinct? Oh, survival instinct. Yeah, I don't have that. Well, poison is an unreliable thing. There's way too many things immune to it. That's all of them. Let me toss a bit of healing on you. So, I lost one of my crossbows. I guess that's an acceptable loss. Now I can set people on fire. Maybe that wasn't such an acceptable loss, if that's all I got for my troubles. Alright, hook up my future cities. And you randomly hold... My gosh, what a rich city. Okay. Once we get enough dragon horses, I should be able to conquer her super quick. I just really don't want to jump the gun, but man, I want to just push the attack button. Okay, good, good, good. We've almost got these in every city. Wonderful. Just a few more, and then this city's going to retire from the production game. This city is another very promising place to be a second military center. I'm so tempted to put auto crossbowmen everywhere. No, no, no. I think you are going to produce those alchemists, actually. I think so. A few well-placed transmutes, some change terrain, and a few volcanoes. You've already got the adamant and the orichalcon for resistance. If I can get a little bit more spell power, that'll be even more resistance. And I would really like to get iron and coal on both these cities, and they would be perfect. Of course, inspirations and prosperity would make them even more perfect, but we can't have everything. I don't know how this faction mixes with sorcery, but I kind of feel like they wouldn't mix well with death. They don't really need the skeletal tax collectors. Dark rituals won't benefit them much without the cathedrals and Parthenons. They tend to have strong units and are good in battle. Yeah. Well, it's not that you can't play them with death. I'm sure you could, but I think it's not perfect. It's not a perfect match. I still need to write up my thoughts on black-blue. I'm being lazy and not getting around to typing it up. It's an effective combination, but I'm not entirely sure why it's as effective as it is. Like, I suspected it would work, but it felt like it worked better than it should have. So that might have just been luck of the draw. You know, there's a lot of RNG in the game. Oh shit, now that I got transmute, I can go all in on casting skill. Also, belated, hey, how's it going, Burden? I think life works well with them. I think life complements them fairly well. Chaos and nature definitely work very well with them. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had a home where the electricity made no sense. The circuits on the circuit breaker just made no freaking sense. Things all the way across the house would be on the same circuit. It's like, how is that and that on two different sides of the building the same circuit? It's very weird. Alright. Please turn to not Mithril. I just want rust. Okay, it's the next one after that, is it? Alright, we'll get rust next turn. Oh, let's have a look at you! Immunized magic or a Halcon. Shouldn't that be 2 extra resistance? Anyway, you're very resilient. Hunter! That does not help you in any way, shape, or form. But the adamant's good. Once I get the rust and maybe coal, they'll be perfect. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give the first one of these to you to make up for the loss of the crossbow, I guess. Because I don't have casting skill right now to spare. So, here you go. Yeah, you're not wrestling with those. I'm so tempted to go hit more things. Maybe I will. Well, let's focus on that. You're gonna hit this stack when I take the city. That way I don't have a hungry stack behind me. I'm building roads for you. Aren't we just the best of friends? Okay, 2 more shield bearers. Man, maybe I'll just make iron right there. It is the perfect place for archers. Or spellcasters. But especially archers, yeah. I'd love to make auto crossbowmen. Actually, maybe I'll make the dragon cavalry out of here and make the alchemists out of here. The alchemists would benefit from the wild game, wouldn't they? And wild game is something I can't seem to make no matter how many volcanoes I drop. You just can't produce that one. You know, you'd think we'd figure out how to domesticate wildlife at some point. But it never seems to work out that way. It's like when you play Civilization and somebody takes away your horses. You're like, you took away the tile with the wild horses. I can no longer make cavalry anywhere in my empire. You'd think that we'd know how to breed horses with our stables or something. But nope! All the horses were being captured from this one tile somehow. Well, anyway. I'm still not sure if auto crossbowmen are better than regular crossbowmen. Like, in certain situations, I'm absolutely confident they are. But I feel like there'll be situations where they'll just be inferior, where you just need something that'll just punch through armor, you know? But maybe they just have enough power that it won't matter. I can't make up my mind what I think of the auto crossbowmen. I kind of just want them, just because I think they're cool. Somehow I'm more about the archery tech with this faction than when I play nomads. Stick on string. Flying sticks that bite my foes. What more do you need in battle? Really? They kept all their horses in one place? I didn't know that. That's weird. It just seems weird to me that you wouldn't be able to, But I mean, you know, then again, horses weren't native to North America, but my gosh, did they take to North America. The Mustangs were everywhere. She knows I'm plotting against her. But, I mean, come on. I make more money than that in every single turn. They didn't have any other good place for stabling and raising and breeding horses? I mean, China's an absolutely enormous country. There had to have been other places. I don't know, it's weird to me. I take your word for it. I absolutely believe you. It's just weird. Oh, here it is. Okay, survival instinct. Here's a small boost. I kind of am torn. Elemental armor would help keep my heroes alive. I'll take the survival instinct. When in doubt, always take the global. Alright, you're gonna go for the Fantastic Stable instead. Yes. You're gonna go ahead and make Elixir Alchemists. You're gonna mass produce them. They're... I don't think they're ever going to be as good as the crossbowmen, to be honest. But they'll hit things through magic immunity, or through missile immunity. And they've got, you know, they've got their uses. They'll definitely massively contribute to my defense network. But in a couple of turns, we'll start the offense over here. Yeah, you don't need the melee attack boost from, let me make sure I'm keeping shit straight. Melee from coal, right? Yeah, you don't need the coal. This place needs coal and stuff. So I can get iron, and I can get adamant. I just need to get coal. And maybe boost the population a little bit. That's what I thought. What? You know, that's fine. That's fine. And I need one for the capital, and we're done. Oh my gosh, after the thing, I never got you updated. Those 3 things, that's all. Yeah, just 3 things. is this city coming along? Hurry it up. Now that I think about it, I kind of remember in Water Margin them talking about the horses in the north and horse stealing and stuff. Tibet, Mongolia, the steppes for horses. I mean, I guess it lines up with everything I already know. It's just surprising to me. I'm not as knowledgeable of history as I wish I was. History was always my favorite subject, but I know mostly the 1800s and North America. The further I get from those two things, the fuzzier my knowledge becomes. And I thought that was just because I'm a hobbyist. But I've come to find out that most people who call themselves historians are the same way. They have like a specific focus where they're an expert and everything else is, you know. So, and I was taken by the Wild West, the gunfighters, and especially the cities during the Industrial Revolution. The cities, crime, the technology, all of that fascinated me. There's a lot of weird things about the 1800s that people just don't know. It is an endlessly fascinating period of time. But, you know, I should probably brush up on my ancient history a bit more. I should probably read up more about Cyrus because he was such a massive, influential figure on world history. And, you know, just everywhere is history, really. From China to Europe to Africa to everywhere. It's funny, I actually know a lot less about the 1900s than the 1800s. I actually know way less. If you just move forward a little in time, suddenly I get blurry. I want to attack now, but I think what I have to do is I have to wait about a little over about 20 turns. I think I need 2 stacks of flying horses. And the first one will hit this city while my hero stack takes out that unit of junk above it. And then the second stack is going to be immediately out there conquering their cities. And this first stack will follow. I'll worry about getting the defenses filled in later. Because that'll definitely be a thing I'll have to do. Okay, you are finally done being a military town. You were fantastic. You did wonders for me. Why are you building a maritime guild? That's not what I meant for you to do. That's it, that's all you need. You probably will never produce another soldier. Alright. And the last one goes to the capital. Alright, let's see these guys. Hunter is supposed to give them +1, and Adamant is +2. Shouldn't there be 3 gold bullets here? Oh well. They're pretty durable, they're tough, they're good. Let's just start once again with this corner. I'm pretty sure my cities will be impregnable now. Oh, man. I've heard stories about people mixing bases and acids with cleaning products and dying in toilets. By the way, do not mix cleaning chemicals. Specifically, you don't know which ones are acidic and which ones are bases. And if you ever combine two products where one is an acid and the other is a base, it is quite likely to output a gas that may be invisible and may not have any scent of its own and might just straight up kill you without you even knowing what happened. Do not mix chemicals. It's a very good rule. Ah, okay. So it's not recorded as a yellow one. Okay. Alright, as long as it's there. Are the alchemists throwing their alchemy products at the enemy, or are they shooting guns? Like, what exactly is their ranged attack? I'm just curious. Because we had fire lancers, so they could be that the alchemists are refining the gunpowder and making something more potent. Or it could be that they're just throwing flasks of horrible things on you, and that's why you're taking poison damage. Although if that was the case, I'd expect it to be a hell of a lot of poison damage with very low attack power. Feels like a lot of the damage is just physical force. I'm worried about, even though I'm producing so much, I'm worried about every turn that I'm not attacking something. It's bothering me immensely. Normally these turns would go by so quickly that I wouldn't feel it so acutely. Ah, a mortar. A gas grenade with a mortar. Again, wouldn't that result in a whole lot of poison and very little physical? Oh well. They're mixing acids and bases. They're mixing cleaning chemicals and lobbing the results at you. Oh no! Yeah, the history of gunpowder's interesting. Originally, it seemed more like a fear weapon than anything. Oh my gosh, it's old Smokey. I almost never see you. Another noble. Well, I have no reason to say no. Make a dece. I just don't know that the Gladiator Arena's worth it anymore. You have to pay the maintenance cost of all these buildings to get to it. I think I'm just gonna let you just build those and call it a day. Okay. I guess it's time to part with a shield bearer. Very regrettable. In exchange for Old Smokey. Alright, you've got rust, you've got adamant. Hopefully we get a coal. Can we find a coal seam? I keep forgetting I need to do that. Okay, and I had one more location I wished to conquer, and that is over there. Alright, these two will make fine defenders for this city. If I could get survival instinct, these guys would be even better. But that's not likely to happen anytime soon. Okay, you're almost ready. I just need to find coal, and you're perfect. Any tier 2 resource I can transmute into coal will do. Seriously, Aura Halcon and Adamant on 2 cities? Oh, I love transmute. I've never actually fully understood using the cannonball on a field. Like, I get it for you know, anti-fortification, but to me, grape shot is just so much more fantastic. Like, I get you can use cannons to break a formation with cannonballs. It's not that I don't get you can do that, but it's just, man, grape shot is so wildly effective. It's like this. It's like it turns a cannon into a shotgun, practically. So, I mean, I'd only use cannonballs at great range and want to bring the cannons up close for the grape shot as much as I could. I mean, I know that's a way riskier play because you don't want to risk your cannons or lose them, but just the devastating impact is just so much more. I'd probably try to figure out some kind of halfway between grape shot and a cannonball. I'd probably be looking for some way to get long-range multi-shot. Of course, the gunner crews would hate that. Soldiers absolutely hate it when they aim at something and that thing does not get hit when they fire. That's why the Sharpsburg bullets failed. The Sharpsburg bullets, they were used at a battle at Sharpsburg, I believe. If I'm not much mistaken, the idea was they'd split into 3 different bullets when you fire it, and to have a whole line of people all firing that at once, theoretically, should devastate the enemy. Yeah, the soldiers absolutely despised them and refused to use them, and left people who do metal detecting can find whole cases of the things just abandoned, ditched. Is it the ship full of engineers? You're probably whining about a road crew passing through your fishing waters. Of course, if you didn't whine about it, some enterprising player would find a way to get 10,000 ships full of engineers to take your empire over. Somehow. So I get it. Sort of. Well, doesn't mean I'm not going to make fun of you for it. Oh no, they might build roads. It keeps me up at night. Okay. Come on, coal. Give me coal. You're not coal. You're not coal. You're not coal-able either. Where did most of your army end up? Why do you have so many settlers wandering through my territory? Actually, now that I think about it, I should give you this. That should help keep you alive. I should give you this. Not that I don't like this guy, but you're fragile. And I don't want you to meet the same fate as my barbarian. Okay, I think that's all of those. How far have I pushed these? One to there. One to there. Okay. So this one goes to there. Put one there, one there. Alright. Yep, all is good. Casting skill is rising so that we're 2 volcanoes a day instead of 1 and counting. You know, I did actually at one point in time seriously consider making my YouTube channel a cooking show. I like cooking quite a bit. I'm actually not big on presentation, which is one of the main reasons why I didn't. I don't care what it looks like. I care entirely about the flavor. So, you know, fun fact. Also, if you do a cooking show, you have to keep your kitchen absolutely immaculate at all times. And that's a lot of work, too. There's a difference between clean and cooking show level immaculate. You know what I mean? Yeah, seriously. When when it comes to a lot of things, I don't work on my own vehicle, much to my father's dismay, as he had been manager at an auto parts shop and knows everything about cars and fixing like everything. Then again, he was kind of a MacGyver super handyman anyway, and I was not ever. So I don't fix my own cars. I have some repairs I can do, but you know, not at all on the same level, not in the same league. I used to have a great boss for more than a decade. I worked for a MacGyver type. He was amazing. He would fix all kinds of things around the building that he technically wasn't supposed to. That he wasn't supposed to mess with or touch. Anytime anything mechanical broke down, he'd just go and fix it. He wouldn't put in a work order. I'm like, oh man, I bet management would really hate it if they found out any of this. But wasn't none of my business. He wants to fix everything. Yeah. Sometimes I see flashes, like the game blinks for a split second, and I swear I see something for like a frame. Are my enemy wizards trying to use subliminal messages to influence my play? That sounds like the kind of skeevy tactics those fellas would use. Oh my gosh. You're actually champion level. And I see logistics and charmed. And noble! Again, they're all nobles. Every single person I get is a noble. Wonderful. I bet it's you. You're probably doing it, aren't you? Oh no! Oh, you're a prayer master. Oh no! Bishan, it's terrible! You just vanished one day, inexplicably from the army. I don't know how it could have happened. So, I could get more iron to increase the speed at which we produce troops. But that's not what I'm looking for! You're not a tier 2 resource, either. I want to cast buffs, but I'm spending 100% of my casting skill on volcanoes. But we're gonna make some really badass horsemen of the apocalypse, let me tell you. My casting skill is skyrocketing. My defenses are becoming extremely sound. Mariner Mastery? I don't know that one. Oh yeah, Warlords loves to have both negate first strike and first strike. First time I saw that was the Mantises. Nah, he didn't have any artifacts. Oh, I don't know. It depends on the work order, which maintenance department it is. Like, if you have issues that you need the carpenters, good luck. Usually if it's a machine, like a floor scrubber or something, they get to it pretty quickly. I mean, you might have to wait a week sometimes. It really depends on how many other things are going on. But, the painters? Oh, you're never gonna get them. Never. We used to do most of the painting ourselves. They've gotten a little bit particular about it. There's been a decision. In particular, they've decided to standardize all the buildings, all of them, to just a couple colors of paint. So they won't buy you any kind of paint except for those now. But you see, you can't just paint a spot that's been damaged with the wrong color of paint. You have to paint the entire wall. But if it's like the hallways and things, you can't just have, you'd have to paint everything. It's just like, oh my gosh, why are you doing this to us? You can just match the existing color. It really doesn't cost that much more. It really doesn't. Can we just go to Home Depot and just match the paint or so? Oh no, that's absolutely forbidden. Absolutely, you're not allowed to do that. Okay, well, what about my building's manager? You see, they can order all kinds of products and always have, but not this one, not paint. Why? Why? Each building has its own budget that it can allot to. Yes, but they're not allowed to allot it to paint. Why? Bureaucracy. There's a lot of things like that. There's a lot of things like that in bureaucracy. Some of which I would get very frustrated if I started talking about. But anyway, yeah, paint crew, you'll never get the paint crew. There's, the locksmiths, we used to have 3 locksmiths. We've only got 1 locksmith now. And she's usually pretty good about getting to any issue in a timely manner when it's needed. So, you know, the plumbers want to teach you how to do their job. No, there's limits. They know where the limits are. There's a bunch of stuff they don't want you messing with. But if you have a plumbing thing, the plumbers would rather have you come, you know, they'd rather just train you anytime they can, as much as possible. They actually respond fairly quickly usually. So maybe that's in part because they're so enthusiastic about training everyone. I don't know. I can only speculate as an end user. And I get called when sometimes when there's a serious carpet-related problem. I'll actually get summoned. And I'm not technically part of any crew or maintenance or anything. It's just that everybody who knew more about carpets than I did retired. So it's like, oh yeah, there's that guy. He was on the carpet crew. He knows all about carpets. Unfortunately, that is true. I do. But there is no carpet crew. You decided we didn't need that anymore. And so I'm not a carpet crew person anymore. It does not happen very often. Like, once in a year. Less than that, even. Super rare. Although I get a lot of questions. I do get asked a lot of questions. Which I don't mind. See, the thing is, even if I ran a cleaning show, I know it's a joke and I shouldn't take it seriously, but I'm sitting here thinking about things while waiting for the turns. Even if I started a cleaning show, I'd run out of tips and tricks after, you know, a week. It's funny how that works. I remember when I had spent a year or so slowly learning film editing on my own back when I started the channel, and I had slowly learned all this stuff, and then somebody I knew wanted to do some film editing, and I taught them everything I knew in half an hour, and realized I taught them everything I knew in half an hour. It took me like a year to figure all this shit out. What the hell? Admittedly, it's a lot of it is practice. A lot of it is just practice and art. Like, even if I tell you all the techniques, it's going to take you a while to digest the knowledge. But still. But still. Hey, how's it going, Anj? Slowly. Okay, I'm stacking all kinds of things to make super soldiers right now. I've got super alchemists going to my cities to defend them, along with the crossbowmen and shield bearers, sorry. This city over here, I'm trying to get it coal because it's about to start mass production of my combat troop, which is going to be air cavalry. Air cavalry with adamant, with rust, ideally with coal, because of an enchantment I've got. Iron and coal will give them a point of attack and defense. Or a halcon will just give them a point of resistance. They won't be making effective use of it, but to be honest, these guys, this faction is not good with Orhalcon. It's actually a little sad that I got 2 of it. Like, for the first time in forever, I have all this Aura Halcon, and I can't really make effective use of it. I guess I could make another bout of Shaman, but I won't. Anyway. Sorcery Chaos combos. Oh, in Warlords. Ah, okay. No. The Carpet Crew didn't really get any higher wages than anybody else did. I was actually being groomed to be the lead of the Carpet Crew by the previous lead, which would have come with a pay raise and stuff, but I came to understand that the Carpet Crew's days were numbered, so I decided not to join it. But, I mean, if they call me in somewhere, it's usually overtime. So, you know, that's time and a half. Actually, I get paid double if it's on a Sunday, which is a thing that never happens. Like, it just it's in the contract, but it's a thing that just never, ever, ever happens. But in theory, if I was called in on a Sunday, I would get paid twice as much. Actually, I believe there's a rule. If they have to call me in, I think they have to pay me 4 hours. I know that was a thing a decade and a half ago when I joined, but as far as I know, it's still in the contract. See, every, 3 years, give or take, it's usually every 3 years, they negotiate a new contract. And literally, any rule could be changed. And nobody sits down and reads the entire contract every 3rd year. Like, I used to. I used to actually read the contract, so I knew what was and was not. But it's the same. It's almost identical every time. And I have to use the word almost, because there's always little changes here and there. It's a closed shop. There's no choice. You're paying the union dues, no matter what. And so, you know, and a union is another layer of bureaucracy. You're already working for a bureaucracy, and so there's another bureaucracy. Yeah, Chaos Channels, or I should say Doom Mastery, is the only way I would try to use ships at this point, although Doom Mastery is now very rare, so maybe not. But, Doom Mastery was the only way I'd attempt flying warships at this point in the game. But the Dragon ship might work a lot better for that. See, it's already got a breath weapon, so it's got a 50-50 shot, I believe, of being flying for each one you make. But I'm very unlikely to get any spell to do that. I don't have Wraith Form, because I don't have Death Magic. I don't have Sorcery, so I can't cast Flight. And although I have Chaos, it's just 2 books. So I'm very unlikely to see the dragon ships fly this particular game. But I'm thinking my next game, I might try Artificer, same faction, and I might try to get myself flying ships. I'm also thinking about those balloons and the war wagons. The Artificer bonus seems like it's custom made for these guys and the dwarves. Like, you gotta play one or the other if you're an Artificer now. Do I have Chaos Embrace? I don't think I do, no. Planned overtime? You want spiders? Sure. Summon for a summon, fair enough. Oh yeah, water elemental is nature now. I keep forgetting that. I should have taken that because I could trade that. Normal pay? Planned overtime? It should be time and a half by federal law. If it's over 40 hours within the same week or over 8 hours within a single day, I believe federal law makes it time and a half. Oh, but this is American law, though. That's right. A lot. Everything I say is from the American perspective. I have no idea what the laws are in your country, because I don't know what country you live in, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't know their laws. Shit, trees of knowledge are going down left and right. Where's my coal? Oh my gosh. This is the problem with volcano fracking. Alright, we've almost got them everywhere, and then I'm going to start producing flying units from this city as well. Ah, Europe. Okay. Ah, yes, but the spiders are cheaper. I like a giant in a city to help defend it, especially stone, but I really like the spiders for defensive purposes. They're really cheap, and they can throw a turn 1 web. Like, as an actual melee unit, they're not that special, but they're fast, so they can sometimes get the enemy's ranged units by turn 2. But the important thing is that they're inexpensive, and they give you a first turn web when you're defending a city. The giants are good too. I really like giants defensively. I tend to use either fire or stone. Oh wait, those are the only 2 types. Yeah, we don't have a frost giant for sorcery, and we don't have a well, there's no such thing as a life or death giant. Storm giant, that's the other kind. Storm giant. I knew I was missing one. Storm giants are amazing! I very rarely get to use them, but they are potent as all hell. Yeah, well, that depends on the opponent. I don't rely on poison because there's so much poison immunity, and also resistance can give you poison immunity after a certain point. Well, okay, maybe the archangels, but then again, if you're gonna put it that way, the demon lords would be giants. The giant lizards would be giants. I mean, come on now, we have to have some standards here. You want Ice Bolt? Oh my gosh, Stream of Life, what is this? Combat unit enchantment. Is this a life spell that strips resistances? I feel kind of like a spell that strips resistances would probably be in sorcery, or possibly chaos. Ah, so this will go through counter magic. Anyway, it's a debuff. I'm taking Stream of Life. Yeah, life has a curse now. That's just weird. Oh yeah, cloud giants. I forgot about them. I can't remember how they were different anymore. What did they do again? They were different from the storm giant I think they flew, right? And they did not have the armor piercing? Honestly, the armor piercing is what made the Storm Giant crazy. Back in vanilla, though, there was so few things with armor piercing, you could count them on one hand. And so to have a ranged armor piercing attack was just otherworldly. Heroes that were completely untouchable would just disappear when you'd fight Storm Giants. I can't remember what the Cloud Giant did. Are they? Do they cost the same price, or are they more expensive? Are they at a higher tier of rarity? I can't... I remember them vaguely. I think I might have used them once? Ah, illusion damage and can fly. Okay. Illusion damage is another one of those things you can't rely on. I used to be a huge fan of Airy because of the illusion damage. But I find most of the time when I need it, it doesn't work. Way too many things are immune. Like, nothing has immunity to armor piercing, but illusions, you'd be surprised at how many times it just doesn't work. It's like, oh, yep, paladins, illusion immunity. Golems, illusion immunity. All of the undead, illusion immunity. Is it a life mage? Ah, true sight. It's like, gah. So, a lot of heroes have true sight artifacts as well. Yeah. Alright. Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? Okay, they take more than a turn to make. I'm going to build up some production here. Alright, this spot clearly is a cursed spot. We can't get anything out of the volcano there. So I'll put a volcano here. No? Doggone it. Come on, please. Just give me the thing. I'm wasting all my resources on this. I'm gonna have to cut it out and do other things. I really wanted coal. It would increase the production speed as well as the attack power. It would be absolutely dynamite if I could just get a tier 2 resource. If only. At least I got that one resistance bonus. Oh yeah, lightning resistance didn't exist back then. Lightning resistance wasn't a thing back then, so there was nothing. Armor piercing just hit through everything. But, you had Storm Giants with armor piercing, Paladins with armor piercing, and I think Great Worms getting armor piercing might have been a Cerevi thing. See, I don't want to mix things up. Cerevi changed a lot of things. I'm not sure. Maybe Elven Lords had armor piercing. I'm really iffy on that. But yeah, armor piercing, that was like one of the most special, and you could get it on a hero. You could get it on a hero, and you'd really feel the effect of it. Against high defense enemies, they would just rip through them like paper, suddenly. Back then, illusions were better too, because there was less illusion immunity, although there was still illusion immunity. Aerie is still one of the best heroes, because she can multicast. Arguably, she might be the best hero. Oh yeah, you could get a ton of defense. In vanilla, you could get a hero to the point where nothing could hurt them. You could get a hero to the point where they could just walk through a whole lair full of drakes at the very, very late game, and Cerevi was strongly against that happening. That's why he put Supernatural in the game. He literally created an ability and gave it to all of the very rare monsters that was basically screw high-level heroes, the ability. So you're always going to get hurt when fighting them in melee. Yeah. Oh no, the Great Worm was easily... I want to say the Great Worm was the strongest summon in the game. I mean, you might think the Great Drake technically had better numbers, but the Great Drake was like the worst late game summon because it was slow and it would just eat arrows. You could even throw webs on it to hold it down for a turn. Sky Drakes were the best summon because they were so hard to deal with, but Great Worms were easily a second place pick. Much as I loved things like Demon Worms and Demon Lords and Colossi, the Great Worm was just such a fantastic creature to summon. It's still good, but somehow in context, I just don't feel like it's as spectacular as it used to be, and I can't even tell you exactly why. It just doesn't feel as strong as it used to feel. And that could just be entirely my imagination, too, you know. Funny thing about being human, I have like all these imprecise intuitions and feelings, and that's actually how I prefer to play my games over raw numbers and math. Which probably makes me significantly worse and why I never became a pro gamer, but you know. Please give me the thing! I'll try this one again. Nope, the old pump jack's still bad guy. I'm just wasting turns. I hate this. Oh well, we're practically ready for the war. I'm going to give up on it. We're going to give it one last shot. One last turn of pumping the ground, and then we're just going to give up on volcanoes. I have other things to do. I could have changed so much terrain by now. Did he? I'm not sure. It's funny. Like, even if he didn't nerf something, he changed so many things that it wouldn't matter. Like sprites now have 5 figures. Unless every single summon was buffed, the sprite would have become you know what I'm saying. Like, every time you buff something, it becomes stronger than everything around it, and everything else around it needs to be buffed as well. And he put so many things to be stronger that even if the worm stood still, it would probably still become weaker in context. Ah, hey, how's it going? You're late. We're almost done. Yeah, I'm gonna just turn that city on the dragon horses. I guess the big war comes next time. I wish I hadn't given my opponent so much additional time, but oh well. I did. Could be that, yeah. If you want pure math, go play chess. Really? Is there a lot of math in chess? I did not expect that. I thought chess was all about comprehending the 4th dimension. I doubt I'll ever use that, but hey, it's another tool in my toolbox. I can just pour mantis blood into anyone's veins now. Cool. I was more attracted to Go. I don't know. I mean, I dicked around with chess as a kid, but it never really my cup of tea. But I thought Go was fascinating when I got into that as a teenager. I won't even pretend I was ever any good at it, but, you know, we had made our own Go board, and we had our pieces, and I played it a bunch. Finding somebody to play with, though, was almost impossible. It was far easier just to play against yourself. Playing against yourself might sound weird, but the trick I found was to just take a few stones of each color and drop them randomly on the board, and then you have an asymmetrical formation and you can just start playing both sides. You're not really going to be able to plan future moves too well against yourself because you know what you're thinking, but yeah, it's all right. Yeah, but I'd have to actually cast it on my units during battle instead of casting healing or flame blade or. So I just doubt I'm ever going to use it. If it affected all of my units at once, like prayer, then I'd probably use it every battle. But as a single target combat only buff, maybe sometimes. Probably not, but maybe. Alright, last turn. Give it to me! 3 volcanoes in 1 turn, a new record. All of them useless! A new record in worthlessness. Okay, we're done with that. We're doing change terrain now. Alright. We'll never get the perfect soldiers that we so desired. We'll just get these. And they'll be good enough. I also need to heroism you two. As well as a couple other buffs. Shit, they got the really good units into play. Those are going to be a pain to fight. Okay, got one of those there. You're going there. You got yours. That means you have put an alchemist in every city. Next one joins these two. Go ahead and toss in a shaman. A regular bowman? No, you don't need those anymore. We're beyond that. I could add in a war lantern. I just don't know how I feel about the immortals. I just don't know if they're good. I just can't tell. Their stats are so unusual. I can't make up my mind what I think. I can't make up my mind what I think of them. I feel like magicians hard counter them though. Maybe. Well, I could have a war monk in every city. But why would I do that? Alright, we're gonna make immortals on repeat. This city will produce immortals. This city will produce dragon cavalry. Nobody has coal, and that's just how life is. I've used... No, I haven't. But I'm about to. And if anything attacks any of my cities, I've got the alchemists in all of them. Could make berserkers strong. First striking berserkers. I'm not sure. I mean, it couldn't hurt. it couldn't possibly make them any worse. But I'm not sure how much of an impact that would really have. I feel like it would go best with hammer hands. Oh, it has 2 charges of healing. Ah. Okay. Well, that's a little bit better. I was using Shaman because I have no magic ranged attack. But if the monk... except for the Shaman. The Shaman was my only magic ranged attack option. But if the monk has twice the healing, that makes it way more useful. See, the Crusaders have a large shield. The monks did not. Underrated, I can believe. Best Highman unit? Well, the Paladin. The Paladin makes everything better. There is no composition that wouldn't be happy to welcome a Paladin in. Even a mediocre economy, you can just make a couple Paladin to lead your stacks. Yeah, I knew the priest had 2 charges of healing. I just didn't realize the monk had 2. Since this is a kind of parody of cultivation and old those old kind of movies and things, I'm surprised that there's not a unit that's just eunuchs. just eunuchs. And they'd be magical and jump on trees and things, fly around. Crusaders have holy armor. Yeah. Yep, they do. I'm actually not sure. Yeah. I'm actually not sure that Holy Armor is the correct spell either. I kind of feel like thematically Bless would make more sense. It would be a lot less useful than a general purpose spell. But, you know. But then again, if you wanted to really make Crusaders correct, they'd have to have pillage their own lands. They just wreck every tile they pass over. That would make them true Crusaders. Oh, hey, flying. Anybody want to be airborne? I'm gonna give it to you. No, it's got spell skill mixed in. Alright, here, you're on fire now. You're the bog monster that crawled from the deeps and is on fire. That should be suitably terrifying. Okay, our road crew is almost in position. Good, good. Alright, this is what we got. I think that they're still terrifying enough. I'd love to throw buffs on top of that, but I have a lot of things what I need to do. Gaia's Blessing would sure be wonderful. Alright, that should help your population somewhat. Okay, did I get one to the capital yet? Ah, I remember now. You're joining this army over here. And then the shaman will also join that army over there. Hmm. My gosh, this city is actually starting to be decent. Wait, paladins? Don't give paladins the ability to cast a spell. They're already paladins. They've got a holy bonus. They've got armor piercing. They can see invisible. What do they need the ability to cast bless? Yeah, I think I remember them having bless. It's been a while since I played Warlords. I think I remember them having bless, but I don't know. I mean, I guess if they spent their turn spellcasting, it would fit the general position leading the army a bit better. I love having a paladin in every city for that holy bonus. I really like the Klakon having access to the unit that gives a holy bonus that's also a kind of semi-magician. That thing goes a long way to making Klakons viable by herself. I wish I had found a way to make use of the teleporting cavalry, but the mantises were so good that when I played Klakon, I just couldn't do anything else. I was just like, mantis, mantis, mantis. Yeah, well, too bad. They're not getting it anytime soon. I'm probably gonna fix up the tundras first. There's a lot of tundra. And I can't volcano my own cities. I'm afraid of damaging the buildings, so... Not just mountains. Mountains that are on fire. I'm actually really disappointed. Like, that was very unlikely to get that long... spate of bad luck that lasted that long. And I'm worried I may have stopped an inch from gold. You guys ever hear that one? What is it, 6 inches from gold, 6 feet from gold? I forget the measurement. It was a story from a self-help book. It goes, this guy spent all of his money on a gold claim. He got the claim and he went digging and he dug and he dug and he dug and he dug and he poured his blood, sweat, and tears into it. Everything he had into digging and digging. And finally he realized there was no gold. He had wasted everything. And so he leaves and he sells it to someone else for almost nothing. And that guy goes into the hole and digs, and 6 inches later he finds gold. Now that I think about it, it sounds similar to The Gilded Age, the first novel by Mark Twain. Actually, he co-wrote it. Somebody else's name was on it. You can tell it's different from his other works. It feels different. He apparently had a hell of a time. One of the characters, he kept having to change that character's name because he kept getting threatened with legal action because somebody had the same name and they were not flattered. So he changed the name, and then somebody else would threaten action. Assuming we believe Mark Twain, I mean, he is an admitted liar, so there's always that in the back of your head, but did that really happen the way he said it did? So by the time he's done, he had some absolutely absurd name for the character in all future printings. Finally found a name that nobody would have. You're gonna track that? Its every motion? Anyway, The Gilded Age is a good book. I don't want to spoil the ending. Not his best work, but good work. Alright, and a shaman. Hooray! This is the core of a city defensive army. It's got all the essential components. The only things that the other armies have is basically fluff at this point. Okay, the adamant archers are still pretty freaking good. Anyway, from here on out, immortals and dragon cavalry. I need 2 stacks, and then... Did I cast... I might have just failed to cast my change terrain as much as I could have. Anyway. I'm kind of half tempted to push research and see if I can get Gaia's Blessing, because that would get rid of the deserts more efficiently. But I'm not gonna, because I'm gonna use what I got now. I kind of consider the halberd to be the strongest unit that the Klakons are capable of in the regular game. Their halberders have +2 defense, and you can build them quickly because of the extra production that the Klakons get. It's not a great unit. It really isn't. But the Klakons have nothing that can shoot, which is a terrible weakness. And I'm really disenchanted with their stag beetles at this point. But yeah, the mantis kicks ass. I like the mantis. Responds great to buffs too. Do you know, for those of you who've seen my old review of this game, God, that video must be ancient now. Oh dear. I actually had an example. My sample race of adding a new race to the game was Dark Klakons, a Mirren variant of the Klakons. I think I might have even created sprites for them. I don't remember anymore. I think I gave them Moth Riders and Bombardier Beetles. I think I remember giving them Moth Riders. I'm sure that I'm sure that they can probably make Ballista, and Ballista are armor piercing. Ballista are so good, in fact, that I don't know why the catapult's still in the game. And I think every faction can make the Ballista. I think. Unless I'm wrong about that, but I think. Maybe the Barbarians can't. Hi there, how's it going? Really? You want venom? By all means, take it. I'll take your nifty combat summon. Shit. Do let me know if, is RN still here? Oh, he might have left. Well, anyway, do let me know if there's any hope of, cracking a way to make faster turns. That would be much appreciated if there is. Okay, looks like other people just weren't building roads. I've helped Kali out so much, I sure hope she appreciates the help. Boy, will she be surprised when she has to pay for it. Oh, wow, they build slow. If only you had some coal making them quicker. Alright, let's give them a compare. Direct comparison time. 3 figures versus 4 figures. They have about the same level of health. The horses are slightly more durable. They hit slightly harder. The resistance is good either way. The horses hit harder and have more defense. They cost less. However, this guy's riding high on a whole host of abilities, including spellcasting. But these guys move faster. I cannot make up my mind what I think of the Immortals. I think the cavalry is a better unit. I think. Because it's got a more straightforward combat role. And these guys are trying to kind of be everything. Well, they're not ranged, so not quite. I don't know. I don't know what I think of them. They're weird. Whatever. They can cast Regeneration, and that's cool. That's a rare spell. My gosh, you could be a large city now. I got so much changing of the terrain to do. But I wish I was buffing my units. I'll be casting Survival Instinct in a second. And that's gonna keep me busy. I also have to go to bed. Why must this imperfect body crave sleep? What's the point? Can't you learn to recharge while fully active? What if I just ate 6 times as much instead of sleeping? But no. The weak flesh will not accept anything, any substitutes. Even caffeine is not an acceptable sleep substitute for long. I actually do enjoy sleeping, but I'm being ridiculous. But at the same time, I do wish I had more time. But I'd be more of a fan of getting a hyperbolic time chamber that exists outside of time, within which I do not age, and time does not pass in the world. Yeah, that would be it. I would get to read all the books, watch all the shows, play all the games. But usually I think about all the shit I'd love to make, and all the skills I'd love to learn and cultivate. I kind of wanted to end this stream with an attack, but I'm afraid I'm just going to have to end this stream this coming turn. Time refuses to wait for me. So, the plan is still what it was. 2 stacks. The first stack is going to fly to the west. The second stack is going to take this city while the heroes clear out her random units. She's just using this city as a military production center for really scary units with adamant, so I gotta get her off my continent like a million years ago. I don't know how I'm gonna get proper defenses to those cities over there, but these 2 cities are probably gonna keep producing air units for further conquest. At some point, I'll have to set up boats and just start ferrying crossbowmen and the like. Yeah, it's the mod. RNG was saying earlier he was gonna talk to Zero and see if he had a way to make the turns faster. So, you know, hopefully. It's a long shot. Okay. I'll get rid of these tundras next time. Beat some of these mountains down. What's going on? Ah, here. Oh, he's gonna try to take out the Death Knights. There are many Death Knights. But you do have adamant. I rather hope you don't. Buy that horse. Buy those guys doing Gangnam Style over there, because they don't have horses. And here's how things stand. I am doing fairly well. I am planning on picking a fight with Kali. I don't really want to fight anyone else. Everybody is friends. We're in a peace world, and I don't want to start a world war where everybody hates me. But I've prepared sufficiently that if that happens, they'll have to deal with adamant bowmen, which are pretty good, adamant shaman, which are practically useless, but they can cast healing, adamant crossbowmen, who make the regular bowmen look like amateurs, shield bearers, with adamant, and of course, we now have these alchemists here, who can punch through missile immunity, which may or may not be critical, like absolutely critical. And they can cast spells, including Endurance, which is a pretty good spell. All in all, pretty formidable. It would take a stack of summons to break these cities, I think. Or maybe a stack of Doomdrakes could do the job. I don't know. Doomdrakes are pretty scary. I can buy that. I can... Hey, what the hell? I'll buy you it. Sure, why not? I'll buy you one of those, too. I've got so much cash, I feel like a spending spree right about now. population should be rising, and I should be getting much more out of my cities from now on. Okie dokie. I'll have survival instinct next time. That's gonna... Well, it'll slightly improve the immortals, I guess. That's important, maybe. Honestly, it's not gonna do very much because I shockingly didn't get anything from my drilling. No. In fact, that Death Knight thing is the only thing I didn't take. Because, I mean, come on, it's full of Death Knights. I don't want to go in there. What is this doing here? You occupying my island? That would happen a lot in Civilization. You'd have revolting peasantry, and they just... They'd be trouble when they're in your territory, tearing stuff up, but you'd have an island that they just keep spawning on, and you'd just be like, okay. And then you just ignore them all game. And you get to, like, the space age, and there's still these revolting peasants on some island you don't care about. The other continents, I don't know what's going on them. I never properly explored them because of the pacts. But now that I've got flying troops, I'm probably gonna start exploring these continents and warmongering along. He's the strongest person, but I really want this guy to live as a trade partner, and he's the second most important trade partner. Horus, I don't care about. This guy, I might just bump him off. She's definitely going down. Those three, I don't care about. But these two, especially this guy, I need to keep him alive. He is a fantastic trading partner. Also, I don't know where he lives. Well, actually, I do know where he lives. One of these guys, I don't really know where they live. You know, there could very well be other wizards on this world, and I just don't know about it. Alright, until next time and every time, this is Hadriex signing off. Good night.